Adjustable wrist fracture brace instructions. 1. Gauge the patient wrist data. 1. Use linen tape to gauge the circumference of the palm, which is named as PA. 2. Use linen tape to gauge the circumference of ulnar styloid proximal end, which is named as PB. 3. Use linen tape to gauge the circumference of the thickest part of the forearm, which is named as PC. 2. Select the correct product size. This product has multi-sizes to choose. Selecting principle. Take patient's PB, the circumference of ulnar steroid proximal end of wrist circumference, plus 1 cm or 0.4 inches, as the model selection basis, and select the model with the size whose B width is the closest to PB plus 1 cm or 0.4 inches. Selecting steps. 1. Gauge the PB of the patient, the circumference of the palm. 2. Calculate PB plus 1 cm or 0.4 inches. 3. Compare B width and PB plus 1 cm or 0.4 inches, and choose the product whose B width is the most closest to PB plus 1 cm or 0.4 inches. 4. In the below circumstances, A. The patient's size of wrist and arm has no difference. B. The patient's palm is too small. That is to say, to choose a smaller size to avoid the overlapping of the brace. Assembling. 1. Put the wrist brace plate on the flat surface. If assembled for right hand, put the thumb hole in the top right direction. If assembled for the left hand, put the thumb hole in the top left direction. 2. Assemble the through hole buckle into the holes near the thumb hole and the locking buckle into the holes on the other side. 3. Through hole buckle or locking buckle should be lightly rotated and pressed into the holes. No need to press them heavily. 4. Then turn the brace over, assemble, and press the buckle base into the holes, which are already assembled with buckles. Heating. Place the brace into hot water at the temperature of 70 Celsius degrees or 158 degrees Fahrenheit for about 1 minute. Molding and adjustment. 1. Stick the soft padding on the patient's ulnar styloid process and radial styloid process of the injured hand. 2. Take out the brace when it is softened and mold the thumb hole first. Roll over the edge of the thumb hole slightly to prevent the thumb hole edging from squeezing the patient's thumb. 3. Wrap the brace onto the patient's injured arm and use your hands to form and compress the brace properly. Observe the distance between the two sides of the brace, and the normal distance is about 1.5 to 2 centimeters. 4. When the distance between the two sides of the brace is too large, the brace should be stretched a little longer until the distance is decreased to 1.5 to 2 centimeters. Multi-points and repeated uniform stretching ensures that the product does not appear partial excessive deformation. Preliminary immobilization. 1. The arrows on the buckles of the two sides should be adjusted to be face-to-face. 2. Thread the cable ties through the 5 through-hole buckles. 3. Thread the cable tie through the locking buckle successively and be sure that only a small part of the tie goes through the locking buckle. If it's too tight, it may cause the deformation of the surrounding area of the buckles. 4. Form and compress the brace properly. Tighten the cable ties to the proper area where the cable ties do not bear any pulling force to avoid the deformation. Adjustment. 1. Pressure point may occur in the below areas. 2. Form and enlarge the brace's thumb hole and its surrounding part, and it will avoid the pressure point. 3. Pull the elbow edge of the brace outward lightly and make it curl outward to increase the comfort. 4. Smooth the brace with hands to make it uniform and flat. 5. Because the hardening of the brace is slow, the above adjustment can be done within 7 or 8 minutes after taking the brace out of the water. Hardening. After the adjustment, The patient should maintain the previous posture until the brace totally gets hardened. Immobilization. After the brace gets hardened, cable ties are tightened gradually until the patient gets the proper tightness. Then cut off the extra cable tie to complete the immobilization process. Adjustment for pressure point. 1. If there is a partial pressure in the wearing process, mark the pressure point on the brace. 2. Cut off the cable ties and remove the brace. Heat the marked area with hot air blower and make the marked area bulge out with your fingers to avoid pressure point. Special treatment. 1. Fitting the thumb spica. If the patient needs to immobilize the thumb, put the thumb spica through the thumb hole. After heating, the wing portion of the thumb sleeve is completely connected with the brace. 2. Post-operation immobilization. When used by patients after internal fixation operation, it may occur that the fixation device or the wound hampers the fixing of this product. This problem can be solved by cutting off some part of the brace. In general, cutting off 1 or 2 web grids will not affect the fixing effect of the brace.